You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up, serves your clients well, and contributes significantly to the community you love. You are my hero, and I affectionately call you a rebel woman. Hey there, my name is Melissa Rose, a brick and mortar business owner with a handful of kiddos and a few passion projects that I head up like this one. I'm also your visibility coach and consultant for a service-based business like yours. I'm passionate about helping small business owners thrive in their community and become the only option in town for their industry. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful brick and mortar business by sharing stories, talking strategies, and learning practical tips to run a kick-ass business. Ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped to create the small business of your dreams? Let's get real.
Hey, Rebel Women, how are you? Welcome to the podcast. You guys, we have a lot of new listeners, and I just want to say a special welcome to you all. This month, May of 2023, we have hit a record number in downloads by nearly double. That's crazy town. That's absolute crazy town. So for those of you that are brand new, welcome. For those of you that have been around a while, thank you for continuing to listen. I'm super just freaking pumped because I had a business coach a couple years ago tell me, Melissa, lean into SEO. And I kind of dug my heels in. I was like, that's not really fun to talk about. And lo and behold, I started doing it, and it's resonating. So thank you. And I hope it resonates because I listen to other podcasts on SEO, and let's just say I have a bit more pizzazz. I'm going to tell you the real. I'm going to tell you other stuff regarding business ownership. I have a brick and mortar. The stuff I tell you is the stuff that I do in my brick and mortar as a local business. So I'm here to share, not to diss those other ones. I have a little bit more personality. I'm just a little more animated in front of the mic and behind the mic. So first of all, can we just hashtag May? May is intense. For those of you that are on my newsletter /email, you haven't gotten one because May has been so busy, and I think it's busier this year, and I have one less kid in the house. So for those of you that don't know, I have 5 kiddos, and one of them's a freshman in college, but everybody talks about moving them into college, but nobody talks about moving them back home. So that happened, and that happened like in the last week of our season. So that's kind of a busy season. I have a dance studio, so that last couple weeks of the season are more intense. There's a little bit more balls in the air to juggle. And she goes, "Hey, Mom, can you come pick me up from school?" And school is only like 40 minutes away, so it's not that big a deal. However, y'all, it took 6 of us to move her in, but guess who gets to move her out? This mama, because this mama has a big ass van, and nobody wants to drive my van, but they all need my van when it's time to move in. So just saying, I love my van. I love it. And we fit all her stuff in my van and her van, and her car. So then recital, then we have track meets. Baby number 2 qualified for state, which is just so freaking cool. And it was so fun to watch that race get qualified for state. That was so exciting. And just the last, of course, my stuff with recital and concerts for end of year things. We still have school for a couple weeks. I was in denial that we were at the end of school because the weather wasn't working really well here in Wisconsin. I mean, it was a little cool. So I was like, we got like 3 weeks before school ends. And then I look at the calendar. I'm like, nope, graduation is on Saturday, Melissa, next Saturday. So there we are. So it just flew. So I will be writing a letter this week just to share with you all the highlights with pictures. I'll throw in some pictures there. So if you're not on my newsletter, go to MsMelissaRose.com. /deals, and that's where everything is. So I'm just going to use that URL because that's where all the things are as I refer to opportunities to learn more or work together. All right. The second thing I want to talk about is my Rebel Women Mastermind. This is for business owners, brick and mortar, it's not limited to studio owners. It's for that brick and mortar business owner who wants to have accountability during the summer months. Summer is hard, and in the fact that a lot of us are mamas, a lot of us are seasonal businesses. So I direct my message to studio owners. And let's face it, summer is slower for the studio. So this is a time to, maybe work on those back-end office projects, tighten some things up, maybe work on your SEO a little bit more. And let's face it, the temptation to not do it is super great. One of my clients built me a porch swing, okay? Not just a porch swing, but a bed porch swing, okay? This has been on a dream bucket list of mine, and I have a client who's very handy, and he built it for me. And let me just say, this is the only way I get stuff done, okay? Because I can go out there and work on my computer, and I can work for hours if I'm on my porch swing. But if I have to work inside my house, in my office, it's not getting done because it is so glorious outside. And I sit on my porch and look at my garden and write my emails or whatever I need to do. And it's just heaven. So I have that, thankfully, to help me, okay? But I remember it was not very long ago, and I had 5 kids home and running to and fro, and I was just like, this is for the birds. I don't get anything done, So it is hard in the summer. Not only the activities of everything else, schedules changing, but just the temptation of, like, for me, being in my garden or going to the beach or going for a walk, okay? So we need to keep accountable, to keep going in our business. Now, let's be real. It might be a slower time, and that's okay, all right? But maybe it's the time where you're like, no, I need to put the energy in so my fall can ramp up even more. So if this sounds something that you want to take part in, check it out at msmelisarose.com/deals. Again, the link is in the bio. It's 90 days, accountability, growth, and just goodness with other business owners. Check it out. All right, we are going to launch into highlighting things in your business that might not be top of mind. And there's a reason for this. As I mentioned in the beginning here, our studio businesses have seasons, okay, or times of the year that may not be as busy as others, all right? And this might be the ideal time to work on your business, on your SEO, highlighting things that could use some highlighting, okay? In other words, could use some highlighting. And yes, it's a double-edged sword here because maybe people aren't searching for it like 90% of the time. However, it's something that people may be looking for, and I want your business to come up. For example, we rent the studio, and we literally got somebody inquiring recently about our studio rentals because they Googled places to rent near me, and we popped up. Okay? Now, this is not something that we talk about daily, weekly, even monthly. Like, we have it on our birthday page, and we talk about studio rental. All right? So it's kind of hidden. It's not something we feature. But it made me go, that song makes me go, I said, you know what? This is something that would totally benefit us during the slower months. So let's maybe write a feature blog on it so that this can come up more in our SEO. And therefore, we can use it in social periodically. All right? So do you see how that's something that's maybe not, dance studio? You don't think studio rental, or you don't think rentals. But for us, it worked for us. So do you have something in your business that isn't necessarily something that people would search for 90% of the time? But goodness, you offer this. It might be worth putting it out there more for SEO purposes. Okay, another example is a restaurant. Even restaurants have seasons, there's times of the year where restaurant businesses are busier. And the reason I know this is because I help a friend out. Twice a month, I go and help out at an Italian restaurant in town here. But I'm seeing this in the Italian restaurant because Italian food is heavier. So they are not getting as many people in the doors because it's summer. You know, people don't want to eat a big Italian pasta-filled, bread-filled dinner, lunch during the summer months. They also don't have a patio, all right? And in Wisconsin, we live for our summers outside. So they have a double-edged sword here. Like, they have two things working against them. However, I see such potential that they could do in their business to bring more people in the door. For example, they are not open during the day hours. Could they rent that space out for events, for parties? They're not open during the day on the weekends either, okay? So that's another option. They're just open in the evening. Featuring different, maybe they create party menus featuring that. This could also be, maybe they can cater, featuring their catering more, all right? So we need to really think about, yes, those are not your top revenue things. However, people are looking for catering services right now, especially graduation parties. Tons of them, right? So what could you do to bring more people in your doors that way? Does this ring any bells for you? Does this help you? Now, because for studio businesses, we're usually a little slower, this is a great time to feature those things as well. Like to get those blogs written so that you can then post them at the time they are needed. And honestly, you guys, you can post it back in January and it's still helping your SEO, and you can regurgitate it, cut, copy, paste, and repost it in June, you know? So once you have the copy written, it's just a matter of duplication yearly if you wanted, all right? So I just want you to think about that, because I usually want you talking about your most popular and your most profitable service. But there are those things that we offer that are important that you are not going to get rid of in your services, because they do provide a revenue, they do provide a service that is important to you. That now's the time to talk about them to help even out your SEO even better, okay? All right, everybody, I hope that's helpful. I would love to hear your comments. For those of you that are new, thanks again for checking it out. And if you have not, please, you guys, click the Apple iTunes and leave an honest rating and review. You guys, those are so huge. And since we had a huge influx in listeners, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please, if you are not subscribed to the newsletter, go grab it. Again, MsMelissaRose.com/deals. You can be part of the newsletter. I come in at least once a month. I try to do it weekly, but May was crazy. But let me know your thoughts, what you would like answered on the podcast. Appreciate you all. Have a great week, and we'll see you here same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, you are still here. You are so awesome. So here's what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to click that follow button so that you can get the latest episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility every week. Second, leave an honest rating on Apple iTunes. This is how more people can know about Brick and Mortar Visibility. And number three, come on over to Facebook into the Rebel Women Tribe. The link is in the bio. This is where I hang out and share with you every week the nitty-gritty of running a studio business. I share with you the tips, tools, and strategies that are working right now in my business to help you in yours. It's real, it's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's fun. So come on over. I'd love to meet you.